This is the tech sector coming to you with my first upload on the WWDC, or Worldwide Developers Conference, in 2014, June 2nd. Let's begin. So there were three main points of this conference. First you had the OS X, then you had iOS 8, then finally you had the developer portion. I will be talking about them consecutively through the video and be giving major points, and then minor points I will probably do in a different video. So let's get started. So first we have OS X Yosemite, which is the new operating system for the Macintosh computer, which will run on iMacs, MacBooks, and most of the newer models, back to about 2009-ish. So the first new feature of this new operating system is the fact that you have a new design. It's gonna look, of course, like more iOS 7-ish, where things blend together, things are more continuous and smooth and crisp and precise. You have more vibrant colors. For example, they are improving the whole messages to where it's more of a kind of a vibrant program with your contacts, and a bunch of other things will be new. I will be making another tutorial video / review video on just OS X, and I will put that at the end of this segment. Next, we have the Spotlight search, which they're extremely improving, which I am very excited for because I use Spotlight search a lot. If you don't use it, you probably should start using it. It's pretty great. You can just click Command and then Spacebar, and it takes you right to Spotlight search, so you can search for anything on Macintoshes or most Apple products. And it is a really great tool for just finding things quickly, opening up an app, etc., etc., etc. So the Spotlight search is now going to be this thing that pops up in the center of your screen, and it's going to be a lot easier to see. So you'll be able to quickly jump from programs, and you'll even be able to search on Wikipedia, search on various popular sites, and even get quick results in a little sidebar that you can just see your documents instead of having to click on it and make sure that's the right one and everything. Finally, we have the extreme additive of continuity between the whole system of OS and iOS and just all of your Apple devices just syncing together into one. This is going to be a huge change for the way that we see our iPhone. iPhones have always been just kind of like something that's an external computer that you carry around, and it doesn't sit at home. Now it's part of your computer in a way. Your iPads and your computers will talk to each other, and so you can seamlessly jump between each other. I think this was a great additive on Apple's part, and it's going to be an extreme addition to the huge relay of the OS in Apple. There were a couple other minor points that Apple brought up with Yosemite. I will be covering these in a different video. When I come out with that in the next week or so, the link will be in the description below me, or wherever it is, depending on what device you're using. That video will cover more in depth the minor features, which include and are limited to: you have a new Mail app, you have a new Safari app, you have some major things that I personally didn't think were that big of a change. They're new, but they're not that new. And those will be covered in the other video, as I said before. Now we will jump to iOS 8. This is going to be the new software for pretty much all of the newer iPhones that are out and all of the newer iPads or so. It stops about iPad 2 and iPhone 4S. If you have older generations than that, then they probably aren't going to be downloaded for. A couple of reasons. For example, it is extremely Siri oriented and voice recognition, and those older devices aren't going to even have Siri, so it makes sense to not allow them to be able to download the software. Now, iOS 8 is going to be extremely, it's not going to be a change in the huge design of your phone, but it is going to be a huge change in the way that we use our phones in our daily lives. So Apple found that we were using voice texting a lot more and using Siri a lot more than they probably expected. So they of course have created the whole Siri integration into your pretty much anything with the phone. Most apps can use this. That's part of the developer program that they're talking about as a kit. And the whole Siri is just going to be this whole thing of like, you can just be like, hey Siri, and then it pops up. This is of course a lot like the Google program, like Google Now, where you can be like, okay Google, and then it starts searching for you. This is going to be a pretty big additive into the iOS program and is going to really change the way that we use our phones. Next we have the huge change in the photo app. So photos become one of the huge regions for the iPhone's usage. For example, we have the Snapchat app. We have just the taking of like family portraits and everything with your iPhone instead of a professional camera. These are mainly centered around the fact that it's just more accessible. I mean, would you rather carry around a huge camera or just like your little iPhone? So the photo app's going to have like new editing features. You're going to have a huge drive, and it's going to like, so for example, you'll have all of your photos synced to the one. I'm not very sure how Apple's going to do this. I think that iCloud is what they're going to be storing it on, but they didn't really talk about iCloud storage. They said that it was going to be upped and you can buy bigger features, but I don't see most of the users doing that, so we'll see how that one plays out in the future. The messaging app is also getting an extreme makeover. For example, you will be able to send audio messages just by either holding your phone up to your ear and speaking, or just clicking the audio button and the Siri button. And again, this incorporates the whole Siri into the iOS and the voice recognition, going towards the future technology of not even having to type. While we're on typing, the keyboard is also going to be updated. It's going to be, it kind of reminded me when I was seeing this of the Wii. When you were typing on the Wii, it gave up like suggestions. They were terrible. It didn't work very well at all. But Apple seems to have perfected it in their own term, and will be totally like releasing it this fall with the release of iOS 8. Finally, we have, of course, the huge change in continuity. Again, I mentioned this with the Mac OS software, where the phone and the device, and it's all going to be an extension of the other one, and you have the iCloud Drive working with that, holding all your files, so everything is seamless together. There were a couple of minor points that I didn't really get to, or I just didn't feel that they were huge. I will be making a video about iOS 8 sometime in the next week. I really hope to get that out to y'all, because I think it's really interesting, all the stuff that they're doing that is new with iOS 8. And a couple of those minor features include Health Book, which is a way to store all your health information on your phone. You have a HomeKit feature. Excuse me, it's Health Kit, not HomeBook. Health Book. Did not mean to say that. You're going to have just a lot more of incorporating the phone and extending battery life. It's going to be a lot more efficient in ways that I will mention in the iOS 8 video. Finally, I will be talking about the changes into the developer program of the Apple software. This is going to create a huge change in the way the apps are made. The developers, due to the clapping and everything that I saw on the screen, seem to be pretty excited about this new change. First of all, we have, of course, the introduction of Swift, which is going to be this huge change, I believe, to the way that people write code in games. And this Swift software is pretty much just a new coding language. It's a way to make things shorter. And coding, I know kind of well. It's the shorter the code is, the smaller the app is. So apps will be able to get smaller, meaning you'll be able to get more apps, meaning you won't have to worry about app space as much anymore. Now this isn't going to be a huge difference. It's going to be pretty small, but depending on the size of the app, it might dramatically decrease. Swift is pretty much Objective-C without the objective part. It's kind of a new form of C, to where it's shorter, easier to write, and you can use more common term than the regular programming language. Next, we have Metal. Metal is this new software that they have come out with. So 3D gaming is something that's increasingly being used on the iPhone, and people have been kind of complaining about how it drains battery life, and it's kind of lagging and everything. And the source of this, of course, is the OpenGL coding that is used. Metal is shrinking. So OpenGL, the app has to get through OpenGL to get to the use of the core. And Metal is, as they kind of showed the picture of, is going to be, it's such a smaller way, and it's an easier way to get through it, meaning it won't have to run as much code and everything to use the OpenGL software, which really is now just Metal. This is going to increasingly multiply the things that developers can achieve with app devices and 3D gaming. Now, in the essence of kits, if y'all watched the Keynote, which I will also have the link in the description, along with some sources that I found, all of the pictures and everything that you've seen throughout the video, there were a lot of kits. They used the word kit about like 400 times, it seems. They introduced iCloud Kit, which is a way of storing things together in like the cloud, and especially for developers, having things be able to be together in one place is going to make a huge difference in the speed that you can code. There is HomeKit, so let's say people have automatic locks, automatic thermostats, all those new technologies that have come out today. Well, they don't want to go to different apps for each different thing. They want to have it together, hence HomeKit. Health Kit, of course, is the thing. Now, these are all considered kits because it has to allow other apps to access other apps and store information somewhere. We also have the introduction of a couple different new programs that are going to be running things. It's kind of like Metal, but a little smaller. We're going to have Sprite Kit, which is going to be for like 2D games that are simpler. It's kind of like Metal. It's going to increase your battery life due to the process it has to use to make games. You're also going to have the kit of Touch ID being able to be incorporated into more apps. So for example, your banking app, instead of having to enter in a passcode every single time, you just hit your thumb on there, or whatever finger you use for your Touch ID. And also we have Scene Kit, which is going to be a simpler 3D game. For example, it's not as intense as Metal. It's I don't know, I mean, if you're going to have like a simple 3D game, for example, if y'all downloaded ever Clumsy Ninja from the App Store, which was actually reviewed in last year's conference, that is a simple 3D game. It doesn't take that much, like Infinity Blade, for example, where it's literally like running a console game on your iPhone. Now, Metal will enable the use of something like that, for example, a console game on said iPhone, as they showed in the conference, but I don't think we'll be able to see that for quite a while because those games take forever to make. Really hope y'all enjoyed that video. Any questions or comments, leave them down in the description, or excuse me, not the description, the comment section. If y'all like the video, then please be sure to hit a like and subscribe if you really like the way I'm doing things here. I am just starting up this channel, so things are kind of getting off to a start. If there's anything y'all would like me to go over or review, then just comment. I will be checking the comments in the next couple weeks or so, and I'm on summer, so I will be able to make any videos that y'all would like. This is the tech sector signing out.